All right, everybody, welcome to the Serial Talk podcast. I'm Colt. We're starting this thing today. You guys want to, introduce yourselves.
I'm Mason, number one, otherwise known as Mason Farquhar. Yeah, I said it first so that I would be the original Mason. So you can call me Mason. You can call this other Mason Galley.
It's already going to get confusing.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, this is Galley, Mason as well. I am younger, much more handsome, much more athletic, a lot cuter, everything, all the above. He is older and fatter and uglier. Now, you can call me Galley. I'll call myself Galley, and we'll talk as Farquhar as well. So Farquhar, Galley, and Colt. That's usually how this goes.
Yeah. I'm the only one that uses my first name because I'm the best.
Yeah. But, Farquhar, tell us about yourself.
Yeah, go ahead, Farquhar. Yeah, my name is Farquhar, apparently now. I'm a 22-year-old dude, still trying to finish his undergrad. Interested in a lot of different things. Would say I'm an ex-athlete, I guess. Now a football coach for 8th grade. 8th grade team here in Oklahoma.
Freaking biography.
I'll go on and on. If you ask me, I'll go. So, that's me. Galley, you go ahead. Galley Mason number 2.
I am 21 years old. I am a business owner, much more successful in my life than Farquhar.
It's true, though. Like, you
still in school.
Honestly, though,
he's a business owner.
He already says he's a business owner.
Almost done with school.
Still making more, though.
That'll be nice when I'm done with that. Live in Tulsa. That's where we're all from. I'm not from originally. I'm from Minneapolis, which is a much superior place. We'll talk about that later. But currently live in Tulsa, along with my best friends.
Aw. My name's Colt. I'm 22. I'm married to my beautiful wife, Trinity.
I'm married as well. I forgot to say that.
Yeah, okay.
Miranda,
cool.
thank you. I love you. Bye.
And yeah, we're from Tulsa. I'm an aspiring writer, so it makes me sound poor and struggling, which I am. And that's about it. Honestly, life has just taken us through some journeys, and we've known each other for, how long have all of us known each other for? How long?
It first started with me and Colt. Sorry, Galley.
Which was how many years ago?
Well, I said 3rd grade the other day, but apparently that was
No, it's 4th grade.
4th grade. Okay, so however many years that is, I kind of stopped counting after a while.
I don't know. I know it's in the double digits that we've known each other. And then, Galley, you've been around for what?
I came in 10th grade. So
yeah, so at least 7.
Hey, but you caught up fast though, like for real.
Well, I caught up
just like
fast.
that. Just like that.
Yeah,
you were with us.
So. I know. I'm well aware.
Colt and Galley actually became best friends and kicked me out whenever I was in high school for a brief season there. But
it's still like that.
Yeah, but you were dating a girl and kicked me out too.
That's true.
If we recall.
Well, look who's married and wives kicked me out. So both of you.
You're right. There's reasons why. So thank you for joining us though on this Serial podcast. Now this is not to be confused with Serial Podcast, which is a lot more famous and a lot better, but we decided to get this name because we would always have these nights where we would be spending the night at each other's house, random days throughout the week or in the weekend, and we would always have a bowl of cereal just sitting around at 3 a.m, just talking about random things. Sometimes deep conversations, sometimes stupid ones, but nonetheless, we always had a great time with it. So we thought maybe there's other people that had something similar. And if so, we'd like to show you guys what we're all about and let you experience it too.
We kind of thought we were so funny that we should record our stuff and let other people listen to it. Mm-hmm. Because our talks got pretty good.
Some of them.
Right? I mean, if I was an outsider looking in, I would enjoy our talks.
Even just trying to get this thing going, we had to stop the conversation 4 times so we could start it. Because we're like, I don't even know what we talked about. What did we talk about?
I don't remember. It's a weird thing to start a podcast. You'd think it might be easy, but then it's you're doing it and you become brain dead.
It's crazy how I think all of our voices have changed since we turned it on.
Probably.
Did you notice that?
Probably, for sure.
Galley got more serious.
Yeah. Yeah.
So behold, this is Serial Talk podcast.
Talk. Like a cereal bowl.
Cereal Talk podcast.
Like Frosted Flakes.
Yeah. Mine was Fruity Pebbles. That was my go-to.
I was never really big into the cereal. I was more into the soup.
You would bring soup.
But this man didn't like dessert either. Like he'd go to Quick Trip to get a donut, and this man would get like a egg roll or something.
Not true.
What was it?
Chicken egg roll. What?
Yeah, buffalo chicken.
Buffalo chicken. That's the thing.
Hey, I had one of those the other day. I think that they've downgraded a little bit.
I'm sure they have.
Yeah. They were
great when they used my money.
Now the taquitos.
Taquitos are always
stay the same.
Are always C minus. You guys boost those.
Since I was in 2nd grade, those things.
What'd you say? C minus?
C minus.
No,
sure.
That's a negative.
That is a thing though, like the Quick Trip pride. You know, people go off to college. You're like, oh, you haven't been to Quick Trip. Oh, what is this, come and go? You guys on a Quick Trip? You know, like you being from Minnesota.
Yeah, we don't have Quick. We have Quick Trip, which is a KWIK.
Nah, that's
this Quick Trip down in Tulsa is
trash.
QT.
What?
It's Q with a Quick Trip. No, I mean that's the interesting thing because a lot of places in the South, in particular like Texas, really have an emphasis on their what are the convenience stores basically? If you ever been to Buc-ee's,
yeah.
I mean it's just
Buc-ee's,
it's an
that's what I was trying to
experience.
think of.
It's an experience. They have mini Buc-ee's or little Buc-ee's or whatever they call it too, which are amazing as well. But you don't really get that in the North. At least in Minneapolis, you don't. You get things like Holiday, which is nice, whatever. Super America,
a mall. You know,
Do you guys remember
Mall of
when
America's pretty
Quick Trip opened up their kitchens?
yeah.
Do y'all remember
It was
how
pretty-
fantastic that was?
pretty
how
revolutionary.
Oh my gosh!
But
It changed
here's the
game.
thing. Like it was cool and all, but I probably used it with that first year, probably twice.
Right?
That was me.
I barely use it.
Yeah.
No,
But
I've
it's
never
still
like
just
bought something. Maybe like a shake once or
Yeah,
twice.
the shakes are good though. Like
Yeah, they're
Do you-
pretty good, but they're
Y'all
just ice
remember
cream.
when they had the freaking machine that all you had to do was just...
Well, no, so
Dude,
that was
the
that was
shakes.
wasn't that
Dude,
Come
that's
Go?
what it was at. No, that
That's-
was totally... I don't know if Come and Go did it too.
but that was
I
your
know
go-to.
Quick Trip. Yeah, man.
Remember it they did do it because remember we were there that one time and
Yeah, Justin
we
got it.
we put it in the cup and did we get in trouble or something?
You put it in a cup.
Yeah, we wanted to like get 2 in 1,
Yeah,
so we
'cause they
got
had
the
to give you
cups.
that mini shake.
Because it
one.
was... They ripped you off by
What,
giving
what
you
are
like
those
half of it
called?
full.
I can't remember what those are called.
Cups.
No, the shakes. What are those called?
Oh, quick shakes or something, right?
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
like
something.
And you could pick the thickness.
Yeah, and it like blended
Less,
it. Yeah,
more, or like
It's
medium
good.
thickness. That
And
was
people are
good.
probably thinking like, they're talking about convenience stores as being good, but they really are different down here. They're really clean. They're
You're saying
big. They're
down here.
spacious.
You're saying down here as if people up there are going to listen to this.
Well, they'll know because I'm in Minnesota.
Everybody-
like
here's the thing.
later on.
Here's the thing:
you
like,
know,
people in Minnesota and the surrounding regions really have an affinity for each other.
affinity for each other.
Yeah.
So they're going to gravitate towards this because you're here.
For sure. I mean,
Okay.
it's like a Texan, right? If Texan sees other Texans, they're like, "Oh my God, we're Texans." So
or like the
Minnesotans
Jeep
and-
wave. You know how you have a Jeep? And
Oh,
you go
yeah,
away?
yeah.
Wave.
Okay.
It's the Jeep
So
wave.
it's the
It's
Jeep
that
wave.
for
I
a
see it.
prideful state.
Gal,
which
you
is
look like a
Minnesota.
lumberjack right now.
Again, where am I from? Minnesota. This is all coming together, right? But that being said, what else do we wanted to go into?
Well, we didn't have like a whole plan.
We didn't really know what we
last,
were doing when we were getting into this. We were just going to kind of talk about
Last
things,
night I saw Alittle Battle Angel. It's actually a pretty good movie. That's the movie with the girl with the big eyes.
but- Now, I don't know. Is it an anime first?
It's
Like
a
half, right?
It's half. It's
Yeah.
like there's.
But did it start
animations
as an
in it.
anime?
Who directed it? Isn't it like a?
James Cameron was a part of it.
Okay.
James Cameron was a part
The
of
Avatar guy?
it.
I think it was that,
Yes,
yeah.
he's Avatar.
Oh,
he does
Titanic.
Alien.
People
I
would get
think
mad about Titanic. 'cause that's
Titanic,
like his biggest
Aliens.
thing, right?
Like he's in all those things.
He did Aliens?
Yeah.
So Sigourney Weaver? Aliens?
Yeah.
We
it's
are
a good
millennials,
movie.
but we're well versed in movies.
Listen,
We each have our own
self-proclaimed.
like niche thing that we're good at with movies. Like Farquhar is huge into the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Absolutely.
Me and Colt would be kind of more similar. Heavy
More
like
the I don't want to say nerdy side. The
Yeah,
like, heavily
Lord of the Rings.
Game of
fantasy-
Thrones.
Yeah, fantasy heavy side. We
Yeah.
got like sci-fi even. We love that. Star
I'm more
Wars.
Yeah,
the
but-
basic nerd, you know, just like whatever's famous.
well, you're like the new nerd, like
yeah.
the new Marvel
yeah.
Fortnite guy.
Which I'm okay with that, you know, because
Yeah,
I
I
get
mean,
it's
it's
still
okay.
included within the nerd community.
Right, but there's always going to be a difference between these people that are, so crazy about the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and then, when Lord of the Rings: Return of the King came out, that's a completely different. The Dark Knight Rises, and that came out.
Okay.
It's like, those are different. They're different types of movies. They're not made the same anymore.
Yeah. I agree.
That can't happen again.
Farquhar, turn off your freaking phone.
No, man,
dude.
that's
Are you kidding me?
That's your
Golly.
wife. Another thing before like going into just anything, I think the cool part, and I just thought of this, no big deal. Cool part about Cereal Talk podcast is like there's so many different like flavors of cereal, Like we'd do something different every time we had Cereal Talk.
No.
We're gonna be talking about something different every time. Like we could switch it up and go to like talk about Kyler Murray's pro day today, right?
could, had a great
We could
pro day.
like just like that. We could be like, oh, by the way,
He did have a phenomenal pro day.
Avengers, Kyler, like what 4 incompletions?
Yeah,
If
I mean,
that.
and he was so poised. And again, you're against air, understandably. You're against air, but the RPMs when he was throwing, his footwork, he was the eyes downfield. I mean, he looked like he was very comfortable.
I don't know what you're talking
Which
Yeah.
it's great to see because you hear all the noise about him being only 5'9" or whatever, and he didn't do his 40. Well, you know why he didn't do his 40? Because he doesn't want to establish himself as anything but a passer.
Plus, you only do stuff on pro day or in the combine to prove something that people don't believe. People already believe Kyler Murray's fast.
Yes.
So he doesn't need to prove it anymore.
Fast, yeah.
He's the fastest quarterback.
And what good does it do for him if he has a great 40 and then that's all the people are talking about how good his 40 is? Yeah. He wants people to know how good his passing is, and he's a very unique quarterback, and he'll go first. He'll go first pick.
You think so?
Yeah, he'll go first pick. Either here's the thing: he's either going like what people might say with Arizona with Cliff Kingsbury. That'd be cool.
Yeah.
If not, you have the Giants who have a lot of assets to trade up. They could trade up from 6, and you have the Raiders who have just a ton of first round picks as well that they could trade up too. So you really have 3 options that you could take him number 1, and I think all of them might.
I heard Gruden really likes him too. That's what I hear.
It's hard to know what Gruden likes. I don't think Gruden likes Derek Carr.
No, absolutely. Yeah, I know.
So that's a good premise. So we all like sports, right? We all just follow him a little bit differently. Farquhar, played him collegiately. I've always followed him and watched him more on the pro level. I really love pro sports. And Colt likes. You like the sports as well. You don't really care as much as the pro part. I just don't follow him. I just don't follow him as much.
I like him. I like to enjoy basketball. I played basketball.
Great.
But,
so
basketball is my favorite to watch.
We're all Thunder fans.
As you say that, I remember us as kids and you coming to play basketball and like throwing a layup, like a laser to the backboard and going like half court.
Like I still do that. I don't even talk about it.
Well, that's just what I think of when you say basketball is your favorite.
I'd say we're all Oklahoma City Thunder fans. I'm also a Timberwolves fan. Pro sports, obviously, I'm anything Minnesota, so Vikings, Wild, Twins, at me.
I'm a little all over the place.
Farquhar's trying to find his way. He's actually a newcomer to the NFL world, and it's kind of exciting to watch.
I wouldn't say newcomer, but more of like a new follower. Hardcore follower, you know what I mean? I wouldn't even say hardcore, but
we're noobs still.
I would watch it, yeah. But now I watch it more.
Who's your team?
Dedicated.
Because you were gonna go Giants, but they took
No, I was, yeah. The NFL, yeah.
You could go AAF too, because that's semi-pro.
But y'all gotta make sure that you're talking separately, because the audio you can tell it's meshing. It's peaking and stuff.
Are we moving too close into the mic as well?
I assume. I can't really tell that, but it's when we talk over each other.
You might be yelling,
like you're doing to me right now.
That's okay.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, good point.
Anyways,
the yelling's fine.
We usually just talk in front of each other anyway. It's just normal.
It's when you start meshing, it meshes and it'll sound all jumbled. So we got to be careful about that.
We need a better mic,
like you're doing right now.
We need a PO box so people can send us a mic.
I know, right?
Like that's what we need.
Yeah, we need followers first, or like people that listen.
We have followers, dude.
Our first episode's gonna be like, hey guys, come check out our podcast, and then it's a good one. It's all our moms, Colette, Janine, and Kim.
Yep, that's
great
it.
Moms right
yeah,
C's
solid.
Or K's.
See, like really, listen to what are you talking about? All C's, K's, and J's.
I know, like you were trying to make a common factor
they're all the
there,
same, but they're not.
That's our moms.
So I did an ancestry test.
Ooh, I did too.
What did you come up with?
Oh, dude. So I'm like, it's a big thing that we're Cherokee and stuff.
Yeah.
And so we're like, because I even got like a Cherokee name, and we're freaking 2% Cherokee.
Is that enough for a card?
Yeah, for sure. But we're 2% freaking Cherokee.
Well, that'll only go down though. You can't really harp.
I know,
for that.
right? And
That's
so,
okay.
but then learned we're like Walish, like up there, and
Welsh is the name.
Welsh. I like Walish. That sounds better. We're up there in like northwestern Europe.
Colt, not very good at geography.
No, it's in that direction over there where the people are white. So Alita, it's actually a pretty good movie. I really recommend it. Y'all should definitely go watch it. It's so you've seen Captain Marvel, right, Farquhar?
Yes, I saw it.
Have you?
I've not.
Kelly?
No.
Oh, dang.
I don't spend money at movies.
You don't. It bothers me too.
Hey,
there's only certain movies I'll watch.
You need to go get the Cinemark card, because the Movie Pass that we used to have was awesome, but they went under or something happened.
They're gone.
Do you still use them, Farquhar?
The what? I'm sorry.
The Movie Pass.
No, I actually got rid of mine because when I got on there,
they stopped
for
working.
A whole month, it stopped working.
Yeah, that we did too.
Yeah.
And our limit was up anyways because we got it as a wedding gift.
Yeah.
So we were done.
Did you say you got back on in it?
No. We just stopped using it because you told me that. Yeah. I was like, no, I'm done.
Right.
But y'all need to get the Cinemark card because you get one ticket free, and then if you go like we did yesterday on a Tuesday, it's $5 for 2 tickets. All concessions 20% off.
Yeah.
Like, dude, I'm a huge advocate. We
It's
should
a
get
good
them
deal.
as a sponsor.
Right. If you're out there, Cinemark,
sponsor us, please.
Please.
I don't know.
We need to send this to somebody.
Here's the thing with Alita, though. Colt is... I don't know. I wasn't attracted to it watching the trailer.
I wasn't either.
You weren't either.
No,
okay.
Not even a little bit.
And I
was
wonder,
this
like,
might be stupid.
And I wonder who is, because I know there's a movie like that. Avatar was the same way for me when it first was a trailer. I was like, eh. And even after the movie, it was a good movie. Don't get me wrong, but I still was not like sold on it with just the trailer. So.
Guardians of the Galaxy was the same way. When I saw
Really?
the raccoon, I was like, this looks like garbage. Because that's when they first started doing things.
If you hear Bradley Cooper is a raccoon, you're like,
what? What are you talking about? But then it turns into a fantastic movie. One that you leave and you're like, wow, that's awesome.
Absolutely.
But Alita was really good. And it's kind of interesting it came out at the same time Captain Marvel did because of all like the controversy that's going on with those two.
What do you mean?
Captain Marvel being like a feminist movie and it being like renowned as a feminist movie and the Brie Larson stuff and what she said and that sort of thing.
I have not seen any of that, actually.
You haven't?
No.
Have
you?
I don't believe so. She's attractive though. I know that.
No, y'all got to look it up because it's actually a big deal and it's one of the reasons. So I know snippets of it. Don't do that, please.
What do you know snippets of?
Why are you moving?
Why are you moving the microphone?
It's our one microphone,
what are you
man.
doing? It's gonna have little.
I know. It's like the whole time.
So the Brie Larson thing is, I guess. So I don't know everything about it. I've seen snippets and I've seen what other people have said about it. So the movie, as you watch it, you can tell that it's more like she's like overcoming these things. That's cool.
Is this Captain Marvel or Alita?
Captain Marvel.
Okay.
And it's like, but it's supposed to be like in your face about some of it, like the song that plays at the end, "I'm a girl" or "I'm just a girl" or something like that. That's supposed to be like, and she's kicking butt and all that stuff. Like all that's supposed to be kind of propaganda, is what they're saying. And I see it, and if you hear about it and you watch it, you definitely see it. Like there's times where she'll like, dudes will like heckle her, and then she'll just kind of like, act as if she's better than him, and it's fine. Like I didn't think a big deal of it, but that's what they're saying. And so part of it is that. On Rotten Tomatoes, it had the worst score of any Marvel movie, and then all of a sudden 58,000 people's votes on if it was good or bad got deleted.
Oh.
And Rotten Tomatoes, and they were negative, they were all negative. And Rotten Tomatoes was like, it was just a bug that had happened to. And it bumped the score up from 33% to 58%.
Oh my gosh.
Wow.
So I get what they're saying. Like if you go back and listen to some of her stuff, she says like one speech, she talks about how the critics, movie critics, are all white. The majority of them are white males, and that these other minorities, women, people of color, all don't have much of a say. And in it, she says at least 3 times, "It's not that I hate white guys or anything, but..." And it's like, what are you doing? Why? And so there's all this propaganda behind it. And so they end up saying, so anyways, I say all that to say, you get the comparison between Alita and Captain Marvel. So Captain Marvel, the story kind of feels like it's kind of thrown at you, right? Just a little. It's still a good movie, but it's thrown at you. And they say Alita is still a female protagonist, but you end up falling in love with the character. Captain Marvel, for me, I didn't like her at the end. I was like, whatever, she's just like, got a bunch of powers and she's cool, okay. Alita, you almost want to cry for it at times. You're like, oh, she's a freaking baddie, but... you feel so bad for it at the same time. Captain Marvel, I didn't feel that. So I'm saying that to show, there's comparisons between the right way to do a female protagonist and the wrong way.
Okay, yeah. I haven't seen Alita. I need to, and Gally hasn't seen Captain Marvel, right?
I haven't seen either. Yeah.
So yeah, that's something. Yeah, I know. I like Captain Marvel a little bit more than you did, and I thought it was a lot better than what people said it was. I still can't really think of what the things that you're mentioning about.
I'd have to go back and
yeah, me too.
Specifically look them up, but
yeah.
I remember parts because I talked about them afterwards, and they were like in my face at the moment. And part of not liking Captain Marvel, that all aside, is I just didn't like the way they built her. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like it was like parts. There was a scene in it where it's just like
spoiler alert.
Yeah, spoiler alert. This isn't even that big of a deal. It's at the very beginning, and her and this. Remember when her and her person are fighting?
Yeah.
Her and her trainer or whatever his name is.
Right.
And they're going to the big brain. That's all. That's it. He
Big
says
brain.
a line in it where he's like, "She comes to you as whatever you want her to be. You know that already. Why would I have to tell you?" Or something like that. And it's like, why did you tell her then? If she already knows that, why did she ask that question? And why did you tell her? I get it. It just feels like little things like that happen throughout that I was like, it's being forced down our throats.
Yeah. Okay. I see that. I think with anything Marvel, there's a expectation factor that plays into it, and that's with anything. I mean, I think that's what ruined Star Wars for a lot of us. It's just the expectation factor of what you expect. So how much do you think the expectation factor plays, within your opinion on the movie of Captain Marvel? I mean, it literally has the name Marvel as the character.
You expect so much. You expect, like, on a scale of 1 to 10, when a Marvel movie drops, you expect it to be at least 7.5 to 10. You know what I mean? Like, it's always you expect more.
Absolutely.
For sure. So maybe that's part of it, but I think even with that aside, it's still not a high-quality movie, especially for a Marvel movie.
Yeah, okay. Gally, you need to go see it because you're ruining the podcast.
Right now. And I'm surprised you haven't heard about it. It's all over, like, the people that I listen to, and they've talked about it like crazy.
No, I haven't heard any controversy on it either, but that's just me. I don't know. But Gally, what was the last movie you saw in theaters?
I think Lego Movie 2.
Oh my God.
Hey,
that wasn't that long ago.
That's out?
Yeah, that's good. You haven't seen it?
I saw the commercials.
You're about to say fantastic movie. Yeah.
It's a great movie.
Well, it's not a great movie.
Wait,
first one's better.
That's recent though, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what
before that, I don't know.
Chris Pratt's still the main guy, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, no, it's a good one. I think. I don't even remember it that well actually. It wasn't as good as the first one. I'll say that. The first one was so unique, and it was just. I mean, it was so.
You didn't expect it either.
No, it was. I mean, it was very well done. The second one was still good. I enjoyed it. I did not like it, but I wasn't blown away by it or anything like that.
See, I think I liked it a little bit more than you're kind of portraying you did.
Yeah, I probably gave it like a 7.1 or so. A good movie.
I'd give it about that too. Then
just to
I'd say
prepare
the first was like a 7.7, maybe 7.8.
Just to prepare everyone for Gally's and mine, Farquhar's scale, they're very off. I'll be a little bit more generous. Gally will never give I've never heard him give a 9 before in my life.
There's not many.
There's not a 9.
There's maybe 1 or 2. Yeah, like my top
Saving
favorite.
Private Ryan.
Saving Private Ryan is probably like a 9.3. Remember the Titans is like a 9.1.
And I give the accurate estimation of what.
Well, because you said you go anything from 7 to 10, and there's no such thing as a 10.
No, the closest thing I think you could get to a 10, and that's because of all the build up to it. You guys know what I'm gonna say is Infinity War, and that's because it's not just it's an 8.9, 8.8 maybe for me. 8.8, for you,
8.9.
I love that. The only reason I say it's close to a 10, and it's not because I'm in love with the Marvel universe. It's because of how much work went into that.
Yeah.
So one thing that has me nervous, because y'all know how I feel about Captain Marvel now. Endgame, she's supposed to be like
overpowered.
Yeah, and so now I'm like,
is she stronger
I don't care
than
about
Thor?
her, and she's gonna be like the one that saves her.
She's stronger than Thor.
I don't think that they'll do it because I think they almost not that we expect it, but I think they know that we low key have this worry. I think they'll for sure give Iron Man, Captain America, Thor, someone like the victory overall. You know what I mean? And we could go on and on. This could be a whole nother podcast.
I mean, isn't Thor like the strongest one?
Yeah, he beat Hulk.
I mean, he beat Hulk, and he beat Thanos, right? I mean, didn't he? I mean,
technically he did. Shoot, he.
And he had
Farquhar. You know more about
his axe.
Yeah, that's the thing too. Now that you're asking this question, it's kind of making me question my thoughts on Captain Marvel because she is, and they've advertised Captain Marvel like she's the strongest hero there is. Now it kind of worries me because we really didn't have a scale to see her strength. You know what I mean? Right. I mean, of course, in the movie you'll see her do some stuff that.
But it's all hearing. You've heard the producers and directors and the people that work on the film say, "Oh yeah, she's going to be the strongest."
Yeah.
You didn't see it in the movie.
Right.
You didn't see it.
And you don't really have comparison. Yeah. You don't really have a comparison.
Because you have the I don't remember Stormbreaker, right? That's his axe.
Stormbreaker.
Right. He launches that and Thanos uses his power of his gauntlet and it beats it. Mm-hmm. Right. It beats it to him. He couldn't stop. I don't know. I feel like Thor is extraordinarily powerful, and we kind of talked about it before. The only reason why he didn't aim for the head, right, is because that's Thor's flaw. It's that's his area.
Exactly. Which I think is pretty cool that was.
Was that the intention? Was that real?
Well, okay. I don't know if anyone said it was, but I've heard that the reason he didn't go for it, to kind of put it into context, the theory is that Thor didn't go for Thanos' head because of his pride. He wanted Thanos to see who killed him. And
really?
In the end, and that's really something Thor would do if you think about it, because he even says whenever
he says during the movie that he wants him to see him beat him or something like that.
He says you're going to die for that. And so and then you see the whole time like his whole motive it's shown through the first thing he says. He says, "I told you, you die for that." Yeah, that's my best Thor impression, and I think that shows like his whole motive.
What?
It wasn't horrible.
Yeah, it was good.
Okay.
And I was kind of nervous, because everyone
I didn't
listening.
expect that much.
But it shows like what his motive was the entire time just by that one line. And then not only that, but he doesn't finish him off right away. He wants to see his reaction to him killing him.
Yeah, I mean, right? It's either that or it's as simple as like, they just wanted it to be dramatic and they couldn't kill off their bad guy like that.
They still have a whole movie.
But you could say that on everything.
I mean, I'm sure that's probably what they would say, but if they went the other route, kind of what you're talking about, and I would agree with that because that's kind of been his if he's had a flaw, it's that.
And here's the thing with Thor too, like saying if he's the strongest Avenger or whatever we're arguing here, talking about, he gets stronger as he gets older.
Right.
You
He
know
becomes
what I mean?
Storm right when he becomes. So in like the mythology, right, he gets Odin Force, or he becomes Odin Force, which is like the strongest mythological stage of him, I believe. And isn't that kind of where he's almost at it by the end of Infinity War? He's reached his full potential.
I got a good reason to say that he's gonna lose his power, and that he gets his power from Asgard, right?
Well,
That's what they say. But the people.
But he is Asgardian.
But aren't all the other Asgardians dead?
Yeah, but
Half of them are.
Half
of them are still alive. Think about it.
Wait,
but they destroyed that ship that they were all on. Thanos did.
Yeah, but you think if what's Tessa Thompson's name in Thor? Valkyrie.
Yes.
You would think they would show Valkyrie dead. She's very well still alive, and I'm pretty sure she's casted in Endgame too. So there's still half. And think about it. Even Thanos, whenever he comes to destroy like societies or just
planets.
Planets. He kills them in halves. Mm-hmm. So he wouldn't just come and destroy the whole entire thing. There's Asgardians left.
Even if there's not, it wouldn't it be enough if it's just him?
Yeah.
He's still Asgardian.
Yeah, I think
all he needs?
So they would be like he's got the heart of everything. So then he would become like the all Odin or whatever.
He doesn't get his strength from his people or from Asgard. That reminds me of Star-Lord and how he gets his power from Ego.
Is that the planet?
In Guardians of the Galaxy 2, yeah,
and he's still got it after that's gone.
No, he's normal after, right?
He's normal after. So Star-Lord loses it because his source is gone.
I want to ask you on that. So is Star-Lord, is he literally like me and you, but he just has like a little like
he's got
gadgets?
Jet shoots and freaking.
Or is he stronger than like normal people, or does he have like? Is there anything special with him?
I think there might be some senses and stuff that like are heightened. I would assume. I mean, I don't know this based off facts, but if your dad's a god,
you'd think that would be important, right?
Yeah,
I mean,
or not even a god, like even beyond that, whatever Ego is, then don't they call him a celestial? Yeah, celestial.
Kurt Russell.
Yeah. Kurt Russell. Yeah,
that's his name.
Yeah,
didn't sound right.
I don't know about.
Oh, who's the guy who plays in?
I'm about to look that up.
The one who's like, "Are you not entertained?" What's that one called?
That's Russell Crowe.
Russell Crowe. Okay.
I believe it's Kurt Russell.
It is Kurt Russell.
Okay, yeah. I just watched him. Miracle, one of my top 10 favorite movies.
Tombstone too.
You seen
Tombstone?
Miracle? I don't think the hockey one, right?
Yeah.
I've seen the ending of it.
It's great.
Yeah,
it's
good.
Hey, Tombstone's a great movie.
Yeah, Tombstone is good too.
I'm thinking of Tomb
Dad
Raider.
watches that on replay.
You don't know what Tombstone is?
I don't know.
It's got Kurt Russell. He's in it, and then it's got a couple famous people. Let me look this up.
Yeah. But anyways, no, I don't. I think Thor's strength comes from him alone. I mean, and you know what makes me sad too is the fact that we missed out on seeing Odin as powerful as he is too.
Yeah, because he was super powerful before the movies, right?
And the only time you really ever saw his power was in Thor 1, where he barely did anything, but he showed up whenever they're in that first battle or whatever battle that is, and he like breaks it up, and that's it.
Yeah.
Like there's a whole reign of Thor or of Odin to where he's just crazy.
I mean, they kind of talked about that in Ragnarok.
Yeah,
because like
whenever
his sister and him and Odin were like killing everybody and taking over everything.
Absolutely. So yeah, I don't know. It, like the scale, and then going back on just Captain Marvel, like the scale of her strength isn't really shown within the movie. Which it like now talking about it, kind of like
does Marvel have like a book that has like a definitive like list of like the strengths of all the heroes in order?
So I think you've seen the book that I have. It's more of like a cartoon, off the comic book. But the thing about it is like, and this is any comic book, that they're taken away from so many different like stories that there's not really a set. For the movies, there's not really a set amount of strength or who's stronger, this and that.
I'd love to see that.
Yeah, I would too. And maybe later on, whenever we see Captain Marvel within it,
when it's all done and over.
Well, there's already
they'll
YouTube
create
videos
stuff like
about. Yeah, you showed me that one. You said the one with the different strengths
that was
of
like
everyone.
a fan-made
yeah,
one.
it was a fan made one, but no, they haven't. But it'll be interesting to see.
They have real life done like that with Star Wars. Like even when I was a kid, before they've had the new Star Wars, and they just had the prequels. They had I had like 6 of these like huge. They were like that thick. They were probably a couple inches thick, but they were like really big. And they were just different pictures of the different characters and gave like super detail. And then like talked about how fast they could run. Like it was awesome.
Yeah,
that is helpful for sure.
Oh yeah,
So
but I think the part of it
surprised.
though is like. Maybe that Marvel. I mean, I trust Marvel with my entertainment. You know what I mean? Yeah. Maybe they're not showing her scale of power,
right?
And
For
not to
reason.
say that she's not power. Like you definitely see her power within it, but like what I'm saying is there's no scale of hey, she beat this guy. Like we're able to see Thor's strength because he fights the Hulk. He fights Iron Man.
Right, and we know
series.
Hulk's strength because he fights everybody else.
Yeah, yeah. So I mean, there's just not a scale of her power within the movie. Which
is the Arrow guy? What's his name?
Hawkeye.
Is
Yeah.
he's Ronin now, right?
Yeah.
So what is that?
Are they going to
mean?
call him that?
I don't know. Like that's another thing. There's like a whole nother story within there that we don't know. That why
Ronin isn't like it's not like a character, right? It's like any of the characters can become.
Yeah,
Ronin,
a lot of different characters have become Ronin. And the way I think it'll happen is I don't think they'll actually call him Ronin within it. Maybe it'll like be a hint of it, but I don't think they'll actually call it. I think they'll they'll kind of just hint at it. So yeah, we'll see what happens to that. But that's a whole nother like storyline to the whole entire in-game movie, which hopefully will be 3 hours long as it is. So. But they just finished editing it, so they haven't announced the official
When's it
length
supposed to
of the
come out?
movie. April 27th or
So soon.
yeah,
Wait, like
soon.
this April?
Yeah, next
Oh,
month.
really?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
I didn't know
Isn't
that.
crazy.
I felt like Infinity War just came out.
Oh, dude. Well, I mean,
It came out last year.
I remember
Right?
that's one of those movies that we got to experience and like watch and then remember how we feel. Because I still to this day remember like how my stomach felt at the end of Infinity War,
incredible
which sounds so crazy, but it's like our generation of Luke, I am your father. Like we've talked about that before. Like is our generation? I don't know. Do you think it's deeper than that, or what?
I think it'll be one of those things that we'll tell our kids that we remembered watching it in the theaters.
We
I don't know
watched
if
the
it's
snap.
gonna be. I don't know if it's as big as like Luke, I am your father is like that. I don't know. I mean, I feel like pop culture wise, that's such a Hollywood stamp.
It is, but also like think about it now. Like I feel like nerd culture back then was like it was there, of course, but nowadays everyone's
it was
into nerd
suppressed.
culture.
Now it was suppressed. Now it's like all those nerds grew up and they're the ones in power, and so now it's like it's cool.
Yeah.
Be
Yeah,
that
like
way.
so,
Enjoy
like
the
10
stuff that we
years
were
ago.
nerd about.
If you played video games or something, you'd be like, oh, why are you playing video games? Like, you
Yeah.
nerd. Now
Yeah.
it's like if you don't play if you didn't play Fortnite, there's like, oh, I never played Fortnite or Apex. Like what?
Yeah.
Hey, what's wrong with you?
Yeah.
But it's
for
weird how that's
everyone.
kind of changed and how D&D is,
Or like,
exploded and all these different like nerdy
now
things.
it's gone to like other side of the pendulum so much that like in schools kids will get bullied if they suck at Fortnite or these other
Weird.
like Apex or like
Yeah, athletes like to celebrate, football at young
Yeah.
young ages. Like, I mean, you've experienced that. We'll do Fortnite dances and stuff.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, for sure.
We actually
You know,
had
like-
for our football team. One of our year-end like races, we did like a Fortnite dance, and people would judge off of how well people did their Fortnite dances. These are football players too.
These are
Like
the
that's
eighth graders?
unheard of, and like whenever my dad grew up,
Oh, yeah, like
they weren't doing
80s
Fortnite.
or 70s like
Yeah.
football teams and stuff.
They
Oh,
weren't
wouldn't do
dancing.
that.
they
Yeah.
weren't letting anybody know they played video games.
But I think that's so cool, like just to see how it's almost brought people together. Just
For sure it
this
has.
nerd culture of you'll watch Baker Mayfield play Fortnite, Ninja's an
Drake.
NFL commercial.
Yeah, Ninja
you know what I
and
mean?
Drake will be playing
Yeah.
together and like what?
Yeah, just different aspects
the
of
cultures just come together like the different worlds.
absolutely.
It's definitely it's definitely a different world from
Yeah.
what it was with that.
I think that's also partly why people got so upset with the Captain Marvel, like what the actress said, is because you start to bring in a kind of like a disease of these political like ideas. Like it's fine whatever you want to believe, just show me a good movie that brings
Yeah.
us together. These ideas, they're going to split people apart.
I
whether
feel like
you
people
agree
get
with it or
tired
not.
of when people get split by things like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
People get tired of like being so divisive and so polarized, and I feel like there's so many people that are polarized for sure, but there's a vast majority of people that are just tired of like, oh, are you R, or are you L, or RD, or are you are you
right
this
or
or
left.
that? Yeah, I mean, are you
and if you're on the other
liberal?
side, I hate you, kind of thing. It's
Yeah,
like, why does it have to be that way? And nerd culture, that this kind of stuff, like video games, movies, stuff like that,
it does what sports
you
did
try not to
forever.
do that.
Yeah.
Sports was the catalyst for bringing people together of all backgrounds, all races, all ethnicities, and beliefs, and none of that mattered, because you're all on the same team. Military's obviously been the same way. All these different things have been the same like that, and it's good to see something as large as video game culture kind of also do a similar effect, where people maybe eventually there won't be any divisive culture and divisive talk, and as long as there's Twitter, there probably will be. But
I mean, for example, like I was playing Xbox Live. Do people even say that anymore? Just say Xbox, whatever they say
nobody
nowadays.
really says the whole thing.
I know. I don't know why I said it. But I'm playing. I think it was like Rocket League. Whenever we were on our Rocket League high, and we were playing against some dude, and we were talking to him, and he's like, "Hey, yeah, I'm from Mexico City," and he's like, every time we talked, he's like. And he's typing this out. He's like, "Hang on, I'm translating." And so, he knew how to. So every time we'd say something, he'd put it into like a translator, get the English word, and then talk to us. And so, like, it's just kind of cool. I'm talking to a dude that only speaks, Spanish, and we're communicating right now because of technology and because of video games.
Yeah.
We're brought
like
together.
this guy's in Mexico City. I'm in Tulsa, Oklahoma. And just being able to talk like that, it's insane. That's just another example of bringing people together, not only just because they're separated by what they like, but by the language they speak or by where they live. Like, it's
Exactly.
just, it's something that's crazy that we're seeing happen. We're right in the middle of it too. Yeah. So that's pretty cool.
Something to be kind of glorified, and people don't talk about it very much. They'd rather talk about the other negative things that are going on.
Well, exactly. And it's kind of like we're not big into like soccer culture. U.S. as a whole isn't really either. And then when it comes to us, we're maybe say interested a little bit, but I tried to like be a little bit more interested as of late.
I feel like the only time any of us care is when it's the World Cup.
Well, World Cup's obviously
that's
something
with
else,
every sport and everything too.
But what I'm going to say is soccer being such a massive, just worldwide sport. That's just like by far the biggest sport in the world. Something like that, you can be from different parts of the country, different parts of the world, and if you support the same team, it's you already have that connection, and it's something similar to like kind of what you just said with like the video game.
Yeah.
You're playing with a dude from Mexico City. And in the old like Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 days,
the start of it.
You go to like you change servers to Europe server or whatever, European server, and then you'd be getting these people from like France and Germany and Britain and stuff. You'd be talking to them, and Australia, the same thing. I remember like Halo 3, you go to like an Australia server or timeline or whatever. You'd be playing with them, and it's a cool way of doing it. And I think that's a benefit to our generation, is that we have that type of communication and really like people skills, which most people wouldn't think of because it's a video game and it's virtual.
Oh, it helps you like crazy.
Yeah, I mean, it maybe develops like a thicker skin too. I don't know. I mean,
that's true.
That's our
if you
friend
survive,
group.
if you survive a Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 Xbox Live party, then you're good to go.
I think, like you said, this is our friend group. I think this is the nicest we three have been to each other for.
However
for
long.
40 minutes, because it's 40 minutes.
Well, for sure.
This may be the longest 40 minutes we've ever gone without being.
Has been 40 minutes?
It has been.
Wow.
And then kind of go back what you said about that time you met. I knew a guy that I have a buddy who met a dude from Canada, and they became like really good friends they were playing PlayStation, and they became super good friends. And after like weeks and years, they're like amazing friends. And he actually helped him like find, like, the dude was in a really bad spot, and he helped him find God, and like the guy got married and was like, "Hey man, you want to come my way?" And like crazy stuff.
Yeah.
And just like, how did that relation? The dude lives in Canada. That would never happen.
That is pretty crazy.
They were playing video games
cool.
together, and they just like, dude was struggling. I don't know. It's just crazy. It's crazy how that kind of stuff happens.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay. Well, we've kind of talked about a lot. We were 40 minutes. Do you want to keep going? Or you want to be done?
Okay.
We can go for another 20 and just
wrap it up in an hour. Okay.
Yeah.
So one thing we wanted to talk about, as well as, since we've already hit on so many movies, what about TV shows? I feel like TV shows we can't go into as much, but I don't know. You guys go ahead.
Well, none of us have cable or anything like that. Like, we don't watch.
But Netflix, that's got all
right.
the TV shows.
The only one that the biggest one, obviously, it's the show of our generation is Game of Thrones, and how that is.
Oh my gosh!
I mean,
Farquhar, feeling the love from Game of Thrones.
Farquhar
getting into it for
is
the first time.
How far are you now?
I'm like the beginning of season 3. I'm kind of moving slower now. Kind of, I need
slow
to beat
down.
that date because today is March 13th.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
How long do you have?
Yeah, like less than a month, right?
yeah, less than a month. So I'm gonna have to knock it out one weekend and just go at it like you did. That what season did you?
I
knock
watched the season 7. What's the new one coming out? 9 or 8? 8 or 9?
8.
8.
Yeah.
I watched season 7 in one day. I
Yeah.
started at like 7 a.m. and I finished at like
Yeah, man.
12 a.m.
I had mono, and I watched seasons 2, 3, and 4, or 1, 2, and 3 in
Jeez.
3 days.
And
it
I
was just insane.
dreamed about it. Like everything I thought about was Game of Thrones.
Yep.
And I loved it. Honestly, it was a great moment of my life. I wouldn't change it for anything.
But would you say, like, kind of going off of that, like, how do y'all feel really whenever you binge watch something and like the end of the day?
Gross.
Oh, yeah.
Generally, I feel gross. Even that day,
Yeah.
I felt kind of gross because
Like-
you like feel like you wasted.
Oh yeah, but you look back on it and you like think, it's worth it, of course. But like right after it, man, I'll even with 3 episodes, I'll get off and I'm
That's
just
3
like,
hours of like,
yeah,
just,
Yeah.
3.
Ugh.
But it like the thing with that is hour-long TV shows are the most dangerous TV shows.
Because they hook you, dude.
Oh,
they
dude.
sink their teeth into you
Yeah.
and you're done.
And
great.
with like something like The Office or 20-minute like sitcom, you go in, you're like, oh, one more, and it really is just 20 minutes and you're good to go.
Yep.
You commit to freaking
Yeah.
a,
You
a
can't just-
1
you're
hour
invested,
episode.
dude. You
can't just stop.
commit,
You've given
you know.
your piece
Oh,
of your
yeah.
heart to that TV show.
Oh yeah.
You can't just stop at a Game of Thrones episode.
You can't.
midway.
You also can't fall asleep to it.
No.
Like you can't turn
You
it
can't
on.
miss
A lot of
anything.
people our age will turn on TV shows and fall asleep. You
Yeah.
can't do that to.
No.
Like
And
I'll fall asleep to Family Guy.
Yeah,
It's just
exactly.
a perfect fall asleep
Yeah.
type show,
Yeah.
and you can't do that with those, high intensity and high dramatic, and you can't do those types of things like that. Just
Absolutely.
you really can't. Like,
So it's
let up.
it's a commitment, and
It's a great one though. Once
Oh,
you
oh,
once you
yeah.
get
Oh my
past it,
gosh.
and I mean,
I love that
you
show.
finish it, and now we're waiting on 8, and
It's gonna
I
be
hope it's
done.
8. I hope it's not 9.
So was it
It's
true
not
that
ridiculous.
they had a bunch of different endings
whoa,
for
really?
for the actors, so the actors don't know actually which ending
No
is the real
kidding.
one?
I didn't hear that.
I thought
really
one of
cool.
you guys were
That-
the ones that told me that. So
that
I don't know
sounds
where
something
I
like
heard
they
that.
They did. Marvel did that. I'm sorry. I'm
Maybe it was
jumping into
Marvel.
Marvel, but like they didn't tell Tom Holland that he was gonna die until like right before the scene.
Really?
Like they brought him into a trailer, which is even funny because
Tom-
like you're on the scene like where they're. I know we're going back to Infinity War. So I
Tom Holland's
apologize.
Spider-Man, right?
Yeah.
He's Spider-Man?
Yeah. So like you're on scene of where it's about to happen, and you go into even more of a private area to tell them that's not happening. So I don't know. I don't know Game of Thrones well enough to say if they did that or not.
I don't
That's
know if
pretty
that's
cool
true.
if they did.
I thought
it sounds
I thought you were the one that told me that.
I don't think I ever knew that.
Yeah, so I don't know. Never mind. It may not be real.
I mean, that it sounds like something they would try to do because that's like super important stuff that you can't just have leak. So maybe I don't know, but
Yeah.
but nonetheless, I mean, I'm ecstatic for it to come back. I saw that they released the run times. Did you see that? It was like 2 or 3 of the first ones are like 50 minutes, 50 something minutes, and then it goes to like an hour and 20. So they're not as long as what they originally maybe had said, or it was rumored. It was supposed to be like maybe an hour and 40 minutes
Yeah.
at minimum
An
or something.
episode?
But yeah, they were supposed to be
Oh my
like
gosh.
they were supposed to be feature length because there's only 6 episodes.
Yeah.
and it's the last. I mean, it's the last season.
So in there one where the titles already were released, right? Because I heard
Of
that
the-
they're
yeah, I think
talking
so.
about
Yeah,
I
the
don't know.
episodes.
I don't know about that.
they're
I
talking
think
about
so.
like the Battle of Winterfell is like supposed to be a super long episode,
Yeah,
or like the
yeah.
longest battle that's on a screen ever is supposed to be. With that's what I heard.
You're not
Now,
supposed to be watching this stuff.
no,
Looking at-
it
Yeah, bro.
pops up on
you
my
don't
feed.
even you don't even know
I'm
what
sorry.
happened.
I'm sorry. I don't even know what that means yet, but I know the title. So
I am so happy you're watching it though.
I am.
Yeah,
I'm
so
very
happy.
happy too. It's,
Hey.
it's unrealistic to think that you don't know spoilers, and it's been out for 8 years,
I know.
maybe
Yeah.
7
I
years.
But just keep that purity. Keep that purity until you're there,
okay,
and you can bask in it.
yeah, we'll see.
It's so satisfying.
I will
Um,
say the first season caught me by surprise, and I texted both. I think just Colt actually about when it happened. No, I texted both of you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When Ned Stark.
Oh, dude,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
I was emotionally connected, and then it happened. And I
Yeah,
was just
you're with
like-
everyone.
Yeah, so
That's everyone. You know, I mean, that's
was
the
a-
beauty and just the horror of Game of Thrones, and it gets worse.
Gosh. I remember that moment. You both listened to Joe Rogan's podcast, right?
Love Joe Rogan, huge supporter, and huge inspiration kind of for this.
Oh,
I
for
think,
sure.
you know,
Because
I mean,
he's just fun to watch.
And,
so it's
and
like,
he doesn't put people in boxes, and he doesn't corner people, and you know it's
know,
the
he's
big.
dope.
He's a very good interviewer, and you know it kind of allows people to just talk, and they just start going off on things, and I like that template. It's maybe not as interesting, for people listening if it's not specific, but it's easy for people like us when we don't really have, a steady idea of what we're exactly trying to do, but we can just kind of talk, and it's just like us. It really, his podcast in a sense is really what like our serial talk is like when
it's just talking.
It's just talking to people about stuff.
When it comes down to it, this is something for us to do to hang out with each other. It's a good way to be disciplined.
It's like our guys' bowling night,
Yeah, and we can feel like we're being more productive with it than not.
Bowling.
Hey, bro, look at his hair right now. Look at that. You see that little wispy come down?
If we were videoing it, then we'd be able to see it. But these dudes didn't want to video it.
We need a better room for the video.
Yeah, we need to look a little bit more professional than
because we're professionals.
At my kitchen island.
Are we though?
No, we haven't been paid or even have someone listening yet.
Listen, we're about to get some sponsors. We're about to get some interviewees on here.
Are we?
Barack Obama. We're gonna get Joe Rogan's actually coming here too. No, anyways, the reason I talked about that is because you see one of his more recent ones, the Pat McNamara.
Yeah.
I
saw
I think we need to start doing
ex-army and special operations.
Have you seen him?
Like that.
I haven't, and I will say that I watched some Joe Rogan episodes, but like a game of or like an episode of Game of Thrones, that is a commitment as well as they are
They're like 3 hours.
Yeah.
I sent y'all one. I sent the group text. I don't know if you probably didn't say anything. I sent the group text when David Goggins was on it, and I was like, y'all need to listen to this. This is the greatest thing ever. It'll just get you hyped. You'll feel like
we all kind of like when you heard you say that, we all
3 hours.
Well, here's the thing. Like, you were so emphatic about it that it turned us off.
all I said was, hey, you need to read this. It'll really change your mindset.
That's like me and Spider-Man, because I love Spider-Man. If you don't know, that's probably my favorite hero, and a lot of that has to do with my childhood. But Gally absolutely hates Spider-Man.
I hate Spider-Man.
Just because I'm
not 100% sure. It's been much more of a growing hatred since you have loved it as much. But I have not I first didn't like the actor. I don't remember his name. Tobey Maguire.
Oh, Tobey Maguire.
Hated him. I felt like he was horrible. Didn't like the story. I didn't think his powers were cool.
That's a whole nother talk. We'll talk about that later, though.
I'll give him this. He had a cool suit. I like his suit. It's kind of cool. I didn't like his web thing coming out of his veins.
Why do you hate things that other people like?
Yeah.
Well, it's not like other people. It's just like
your friends.
You. Yeah. It's
I will say
it's like to keep you in line type of thing. Like, don't get too crazy.
Keep you in line.
So don't try to encourage you guys.
Well, because it was more than you just being like it was like.
I remember thinking if I'm too hype about this, they'll laugh at me and they'll shut me up.
We talked about it.
We've been friends for a long time. I know how y'all operate.
Wasn't it something like?
And it was a 3, and it didn't show the time. I made sure it didn't show the time when I sent it, and then y'all were like, okay. Somebody said, okay, and then Austin clicks it and was like, what do you want to sit down and watch a movie?
Yeah, you lose me at that.
No, but
I remember this.
Going off of that, though, like, well, you go ahead, Gally, because it's totally off of what.
Quickly, just to harken back to that real quick. When you had sent that text, it was something like I might have been with you at the time or something. I don't remember.
That's when it's bad.
When me and Farquhar are
lost
together, it's really difficult, and we usually beat down pretty much anybody into submission.
You're like, hey,
we do.
Let's go get lunch. No, why are you freaking fat? If y'all are together, it's done.
Yeah, it's over if we're together. And we're in
That's
that
honestly
mindset.
true if any of us together. Like when we were together, me and Gally were together. Farquhar tried to talk. You tried to say something, and we were just kind of.
Oh yeah.
If
you
that
team
type of
up,
thing.
it's a dangerous thing.
If you team up, anybody else is lost.
Yeah.
Unless they get more of the friends together, and it's like
but
honestly
that's
turns into a
like honestly that's like. That's your close friends, you know what I mean? Because once you get there, your two closest friends team up against you. Those are two like people you trust the most.
Yeah,
you're done.
You're done.
You're done.
You're done.
And so
even if you're right, you're done.
Keeps you humble.
Absolutely,
it does. It keeps you humble. That's what gets you tough skin.
To give a little backstory on our friend group, we have this growing thing to where if you leave, you like lose points within our group. Yeah. So we've gotten multiple friends of ours to leave the group because they're mad.
Well, let's think about this, right? So maybe we have 8 or 9 friends in our group, right?
Okay. Yeah.
7 of them have left.
Oh yeah.
There's been 2.
Gally, who are the 2 that haven't yet?
Well, it's been Farquhar and it's been me, Gally.
Oh, Gally, it's the 2 Masons.
The most recent person to be evicted, actually, was
evicted. Listen, left voluntarily is how it goes. Not evicted.
So
you kick me out.
Farquhar, would you like to tell the story?
Let me tell the story because y'all were the ones that stayed. Let me tell the story.
We did stay.
Well, it was my house, so you know.
Yeah.
Go ahead, tell the story, Cole.
All right, so it was during the summer. We were trying to play basketball. Actually, you two were trying to play basketball.
Right.
Texted the group.
Very motivated to play basketball.
Yeah, and
Right. We love basketball.
Was saying words and things to us that was making everybody kind of annoyed, but whatever, it's not a big deal. And they were trying to get everybody to play basketball, and I was the only one that was like, all right, I'll come play. Whatever, cool, I'll have fun. But everybody was already mad at him. So, like, residually, I'm feeling the anger from everybody else because they're like, oh, man, they're too pushy. Screw these guys, man. Screw them, pissing us off. But I'm like, nah, I'm going to go hang out, going to go play basketball. I get there. I said I was going to come to watch.
Yeah, you wanted to watch.
I don't know what kind of man watches a basketball game, though.
But we were like, all right, yeah, come watch. And you're like,
but we both knew we were going to persuade this man into playing.
Yeah. We needed a third.
We needed 3.
We played basketball like every day that week, right? Like we've been playing a lot around that time.
Yeah, something like that.
And so I had blisters on my feet because I don't ever do that. And so I was like, nah, I'll come watch. I'll hang out and watch. And they were like, okay, come on. So I get there and they start dogging me and trying to get onto me to play. And I'm like, no, I'm not going to play. And they're just like, yeah, you're going to play. And they just keep getting on me. And I'm already slightly angry because they've pushed all the other friends to go and nobody else wanted to come. And they were even getting on in the text like they were just mad. And so I'm there. They're pushing on me. I say, you know what? Screw this. I'm done. I'm leaving. And so I do. And then they're dogging me as I get in the car. And then I'm actually angry. And then I'm actually mad. I'm like, screw you guys, whatever. I think I said other stuff. I don't remember what it was. Oh, I was telling them that they're being too pushy, and that's why nobody likes them or something like that. Like, this is why nobody wants to hang out with you.
And I'm recording this as it's happening. So I have video. I have hard proof. And then me and Gally both, as he drives away, we're just like, okay, bye-bye.
Well, you won. I mean, at that point.
And that's like, what we
what'd
say.
y'all do right after? They both text me, I love you, I'm sorry.
I know, we low-key felt bad.
We don't have proof.
Yeah, y'all acting like, oh my God, we were such bad A's, dude. We got on it. No, you guys texted me right after.
Yeah, but we still needed a fourth guy because I think it was me, Gally, and my brother Cade.
Was Cade there?
I think so. And we needed a fourth guy to play.
Yeah, you really let us down. We needed 2 teams.
Yeah. Y'all didn't play that day.
I mean, from then on, regardless of who's right or who's wrong, there's 2 that haven't left. It's Farquhar and I.
It's the Masons.
It's
the Silence. Go ahead and introduce that.
So the Silence was enacted in 2016.
All right, the podcast is over. If you haven't noticed, there's a lot of things that Farquhar and Gally do because their names are Mason that they bond over.
you got to, though.
Yeah, that's
what I mean, you got to.
It's not that
if
common.
If you have 2 of the same names, you automatically are like that much in common. Like you're teamed up already because you have the same name.
I feel like you should be more competitive about it.
No, I was at first. Do you not remember whenever Gally came and then me and Cole have been best friends for however many years and Cole introduces me to, hey, this is my new friend Mason. All jealousy just, I know you're not supposed to be like, it's not guy-like to be, jealous over your guy's friend, but his name was Mason too. So I was jealous and competitive, and so I was like, "Oh, where you from?"
I was like,
"What I say, Virginia?"
I was like, the interesting new guy.
You said Virginia,
took over the
and
world.
you were an interesting new guy. Like you were an interesting new guy.
The only friends I had there were the girls
that
I had known.
Yeah.
So that was like a perfect in, and it just made all the guys mad.
Yeah, that's true.
It was just a fun little experience.
Remember how they said you looked like me right off the bat?
Yeah, that was kind of interesting.
So we had
don't see the similarities besides
I don't
the black
either.
hair.
Not even
dark hair,
not even a little
black.
bit.
You have dark hair than I do.
I have dark hair. I have really dark hair.
I'm blonde headed, so.
But Colt, I mean, if there was another guy named Colt, not Colton, Colt. I mean, you'd have a
how
a
many
natural.
Do you know of them? The only one
you don't.
I know
Coltons. Many other
Masons.
Like,
plenty
I
of
don't
Coltons.
I really don't.
There's only a couple other Masons that I can even think. And
y'all met like 2 of them.
We met one, and that turned into be our best friend of the night.
Hey, that's another
that was
story.
our best friend ever.
If we talk about that story, I'll write it down.
Write that down. That's a good story.
Okay, that's a good one. But yeah, I would say like that's something though that has made me tougher as a person is like having friends that really rag on you because you just expect it. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Like you'll see these tweets on Twitter. And I know Colt's not big on Twitter. Gally will get on every now and then, maybe. But it's kind of making fun of people that post, some stuff that's kind of, lame or
like douchey pics.
Yeah, like douchey pics. Yeah.
Like if one of us like put like a
if we ever did that, if we ever posted anything that was just a
like
little
a
bit
mirror,
off,
like a mirror
we would get on each other like
any kind of selfie. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
You take a selfie.
And it's not bullying because it's your friends.
I mean, some people would say it's bullying, but
it's just like.
But it's not when you don't accept it as that.
It's hard feedback.
If I said it was, then it's like, oh, don't Cole thinks it's bullying.
It's very stern feedback.
And it's you guys. If it was somebody you didn't know, somebody else said that kind of stuff to you, you'd be like, what are you doing?
I think that helped us not be in situations where we look dumb like that. Like,
yeah, I will say on the other end though, like we get compliments on the same, amount of emphasis as we do, negative comments. Like, you post something, your arm looks good, and your boys are showing up like, oh, is that Thor?
Right.
Oh, is that Captain America?
You're each other a similar amount as how many times we diss each other.
Yeah, it weighs out.
It
It's
does
not like
weigh
we
out
just
pretty well.
purely-
And we have good conversations, stuff that outweigh the little
Absolutely.
douches with each other and things like that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
But kind of going back on something we already talked about, you said something about there being something too long. What was that about? The video? Oh, Colt sent the video and it was being too long. It kind of like reminds me of our culture because anytime, me and my brother Cade were talking about this a little bit, anytime someone posts an Instagram post with a long, like you have to push read more, no one's going to read that.
You're right.
No one's reading that unless it's someone that's like in your top 5,
And the ones that do are like your mom.
Yeah.
And then you see in her,
Oh,
you're
yeah.
so smart, you're such a light to the world.
Oh, yeah.
You're oversaturating the market.
Oh, yeah.
Essentially. With
So,
that.
yeah, me and Kate are both just like, you scroll that, you see that, that's a hard nah, and you just keep going down.
That's the same thing when people post so many Instagram stories and it turns into just dots.
That's true. Yeah, you just like
I just
tap
swipe.
through.
I'm not even tapping. I'm just swiping by them.
Yeah,
Like,
that's
sorry.
why if you want to have any kind of credibility, you got to be short and sweet. Get
It's
to the
got to be.
point.
I'd say at most maybe 5 to 7 if you're on vacation.
All right.
I can
What
see
store?
it-
Instagram stories?
Yeah.
Okay.
I could see maybe 7 and 24 hours.
Yeah, yeah. But if you're
prefer
tapping
maybe
through,
4.
the worst are concerts. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah, it's
and
horrible quality.
I'm guilty of it, man. Yeah,
man.
I'll just look up YouTube and look at
Well,
If I want to see
Luke
crappy
about
audio,
Travis
I just
Scott,
look
yeah.
up YouTube. Yeah.
Now we're talking about this. We're about to put an hour-long podcast. Would you listen? Is it a podcast
Well, that's
that
a good
matters?
point. That's
Yeah.
a good point.
Yeah,
We could
over
get
here,
boring
yeah.
like we're talking
But
about.
we are talking about splitting it up into 20 minutes, so I think we have an idea that most people are,
Yeah, I don't know.
at least we don't have the credibility to go an hour yet.
I don't know. I feel like it flows. This hour flows.
We'll see.
We'll
We can
talk about it after.
That's the
We'll
post.
talk about
yeah.
it after.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Post-production.
That's the thing, though.
you guys want to go ahead and
Yeah, I mean, I could
that
go
works.
on for another hour, honestly. But yeah, go ahead, Colt.
All right. Well, y'all, like we said, this is just going to be something fun that we like to do. If you want to listen, that would be awesome. That'd be incredible. Hopefully, coming soon, we're going to try to do the video and put the podcast on YouTube. I honestly don't know where this is going to go yet, so we'll drop it on our social medias and put links to wherever it is. And
It's more for our enjoyment, and
For sure.
you're doing something you love, and people see that you love it. People will follow it. If they do, great. If not, then I'm having fun with my bros. So
yeah, that's all it's about. So thank you guys for listening. You're awesome, and hopefully we make some awesome stuff that you want to listen to more. So we will see you guys later.
Thank you.
see ya.
Peace.